Hey, this episode is sponsored by Bintang. Sorry, I just wanted to dork out on my, zooming in on my feature. Yes. Hey, Bradley Charbonneau here, coming to you from Sanur in Bali in Indonesia. Here, want to see the other sponsor? Here, hold on. There we go. Right, zoom in. There it is. It's Hollyland. This is the Lark M2 lavalier mic. Awesome stuff. That's what I'm using right now. I don't know if you can hear the cool jazz in the background. That's the other sponsor. Oh, look, Bintang just came back in the picture. Hey, so what I'm doing here is frankly, for me, it's a moment of gratitude. I wrote a chapter in a book a few years ago. I can't even remember which book. And I said something like, I had dreamed about being in a distant land, far away from the norms of daily life, and I would wake up early, and I'd go to the lobby, and I would be writing in a hotel on my laptop. And as I was writing this, I realized I was in a distant land, and I was early morning, and I was writing on my laptop. And I should mention that my entire family was asleep because my family are slackers. No, they're not. They're just night owls, and I'm the early bird. So, yeah. So the point there, because I always do have a point, I swear, the point was that I was living something that I had only dreamed of. And the really weird part is that I kind of didn't even really notice. I mean, I live in Europe. It's not that strange. We were in Athens, Greece. I remember specifically where and when it was. It's in Athens, Greece. I remember because it was such a shock to me that as I was literally typing, and as I was typing, I realized, oh my God, I'm living this dream. I'm living a dream that I had envisioned or created, and it had come true. So that's the kind of thing I want to remind us to keep in mind and to do and to keep track of and to be aware of. And remember, I have pretty small dreams in a weird way. I mean, I'm here on Bali right now. I'll get into that in a minute, but I'm here visiting my friend Rich, who has honestly bigger dreams than I do. He goes all out. He goes like, I say, I want to have 100,000, subscribers. He wants 1 million. Right? He thinks bigger than I do, and I like that. I could use some of that. Sometimes I'm very modest. I think it's the Dutch in me. This is kind of a joke because I have a Dutch passport, so technically I'm Dutch, but I wasn't born there. But the Dutch are very modest. So I've always been sort of modest. I think it's from my dad. And so, yeah, I'm like, 100,000 subscribers, that's fine, that's good, that's all I want to shoot for. And he's like, no, man, shoot for the stars, you'll land on the moon. He doesn't say stuff like that. He also doesn't talk like that. So, I think we need another moment from our sponsor. See if we can get that focus going. Hold on, there we go. Bintang. Thank you, Bintang. They're not really sponsoring me. I'm sponsoring them, frankly. It's kind of odd that I'm even drinking, because on that note, I really don't drink much alcohol. And speaking again of Rich, he also doesn't drink alcohol, but it's been a huge factor in my life, giving me energy and consistency of energy levels, frankly, throughout the day, and it's directly related to alcohol consumption. And I know, like now I'm having a beer, right? Big deal. But I'll feel it tomorrow, and it's not a hangover. It's sort of just a little lethargy in the afternoon. But who cares, because I'm heading back to the Netherlands tomorrow. And it's, sorry, I was going to say something really dramatic, but it's the end of the world. No, if you'll notice, if you're watching the video on this, if I even publish this thing, I don't know what I'm talking about here. If I even publish this, then you'll see the sunset here in Sanur, in Bali, in Indonesia, in Southeast Asia, which is very, very, very far from where I live. It's also very far south from where I live, which means it's warmer. I mean, it's June, it's warm time, but it's really, I mean, it's got to be 27 degrees Celsius. Yeah, I mean, I'm in shorts and flip-flops, and I am rarely in shorts and flip-flops, although, frankly, I grew up in shorts and flip-flops, so it's kind of coming back home. If you are still listening, dear YouTube viewer or podcast listener, let's get some value. Let's get some value in this equation here. So, what's my point? Why did I even start this? Why are you even still listening? First of all, I love you because you're still listening, because maybe you're like me and you're dedicated and you don't give up, and you know there's something coming in you. I don't know. Are you the kind of person who watches to the end of the movie, even if it's bad? I mean, I am. So that's because you're loyal. And if you are, to me and my channel, thank you. And I am grateful for that. And, this is going to sound really corny and really Disney and really phony. Such a great word, phony. But I get more pleasure and feelings of success and purpose and meaning helping other people. So I would love to help you get to your next stage, get to your next dream, get to your next, I'm writing in an Athens hotel in the morning. My family's asleep and I'm far away and I'm on a laptop and I'm writing. And that's a dream. And it came true. So I think dreams can come true. There you go, that's an oddball statement. But what if your dreams could come true? And I'm pretty down to earth guy, right? If you start talking about, I want to fly to the moon and have a Ferrari and make $1 million an hour, I'm like, yeah, whatever. So if you know me, I'm down to earth. I'm like, like I said, I want 100,000 of some things and Rich wants $1 million, right? So I'm pretty low key. But honestly, I'm in Bali. Okay, you know what? It's fun? I'm at the Intercontinental Hotel. I would never go to the Intercontinental Hotel in my real life. But I'm here, and it's... here, maybe I can show you the price. Oh no, you took the happy hour. It's happy hour, and it's 2 for 1. And one beer is 60,000 Indonesian rupiah. And roughly 20,000 Indonesian rupiah is a euro. So a little more for $1, because the dollar's tanking. But so roughly 20,000 for a euro, just make it easier to count. So 60,000 is like 3 euros. And it's happy hour. And so that means 2 Bintang for 3 euros, which makes them €1.50 or $1.50 each, which is, hello, unheard of in the Western world. Can I go off on a slight rant here? Because this is related to goals and dreams. I'm here in Indonesia. I've been here for a month. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm super bummed, by the way. Really long story of why I'm here alone. But I don't know, if you hang out with me, I'll keep going, and you'll find out why I'm alone. But here's my dream. Here's one of my dreams. Here's a dream. I'm in Indonesia. I just told you the finances of the Intercontinental Hotel. I am not kidding. I wouldn't even sit down at the Intercontinental in any Western country, because a drink's going to be 14 euros or whatever, and I don't want to pay that. Even if I have it in my pocket, I don't want to give it, no offense Intercontinental, but I don't want to give it to the Intercontinental, because I don't think a beer should be 14 euros, right? It's just, I don't want to call myself a cheapskate, but I am happy to pay for the ticket to Indonesia, or I'm happy to pay for the flight to go somewhere because I want to travel, but I'm just not the kind of guy who wants to pay 14 euros for a beer. So this, if you're still listening, my dear listener, my dear reader, my dear YouTube viewer, then this is one of like the core elements of my happiness and purpose and meaning. And that is appreciating the small things in life. But also, I think here's the difference. Maybe, I don't know, I keep talking about Rich, but maybe because I'm visiting him, but the, with his million and stuff. So, okay, you have $1 million, great. Then maybe you can afford, or even are okay with paying the 14 euros for the beer. But I don't even want to pay 14 euros for the beer. So is that just, am I a cheapskate? Or is it that I don't know, I have other, is it values? I always find that word a little loaded, values. Because I'm not even going to get into the American politics stuff, but values, what does that mean, right? Is that I have different values and you don't have my values. So anyway, my values are I want my dollar or my euro to go further, right? And I don't want to have to work my ass off to make that million so I can afford my ritzy lifestyle. But this is total personal preference here, right? It's total, I mean, if you like the Four Seasons and the fancy stuff and you want to earn the big bucks and spend the big bucks, awesome. You are awesome. It's just not my cup of tea, right? So I would rather go to a cheaper country and live like a king, to use a cliche, and not have to worry about what every single thing costs, like I just rented a bike. It was 50,000 for the day. You just heard how much a beer costs. My beer cost 60,000, so the bike rental for the entire day was 50,000. That's like 2.5 euros, right? So I didn't even blink. Like, great, give me the bike, thanks, awesome. I had a massage today. I actually went to a shishi one because my wife recommended it. And by the way, my wife is not a cheapskate like I am. I shouldn't call myself a cheapskate. Let me back up. I am a value-seeking entrepreneur. My wife swindled me into this yoga plus massage package where it was 500,000. Remember 50,000 was 2.5 euros, right? So 500,000 is like 25 euros or $25. And what did I get for that? I got an hour and a quarter of yoga, which is torture for me. I basically did it for my wife. And then I got an hour and a half awesome massage in a nice place, right? Like, I'll go to the rundown cheesy places, but it was a nice spa. You get the little cup of ginger tea and the fresh towel and all the goodies, right? It's really, really nice, really nice. That was $25 for an hour and a quarter of yoga and an hour and a half massage in a nice place. So am I wrong for enjoying this? Am I a crazy person because I like this? And then, so think about it. What if I charge 100 euros an hour and for my consulting, my client, for my coaching, okay? 100 euros an hour. So I work an hour in the Western world, 100 euros an hour for my whatever, nonfiction book consulting or A to B to C or, one or any of my projects, any of my coaching, right? So 100 euros, okay. So how far does that 100 euros go? All right, I'm not not going political here, but I visited my sister. My sister's American. My sister's American. I'm American. And lives in Phoenix, and we visited her in San Diego. And we went I visited there a year ago, last fall. And we went for just a snack at sorry, I'm trying to hold back. I've lived in Europe for, it's gotta be 14, I can't remember, I gotta count the number of years, at least like 14, 15 years, right? So I feel much more European than I do American. So sometimes when I talk about American, I feel like a tourist. So we went to some, whatever, Harry's barbecue and beer and Brat's barbecue and ball games place. Sort of sports bar-y, whatever, right? It was just an average sports bar-y-ish place. And I swear, so I just landed, and I want to, be nice and offer up I got this, guys. And we had, I don't even know what we had. We had some, snacks, and we had some chicken wings, because my son, Liam, loves chicken wings. I mean, I like chicken wings, but whatever. It's very American, so that was fine. And we got, I think everybody had a beer, maybe, and I'm not kidding. Remember, like $14 beers, so I don't know how much they were, but, my bill was something like $160 for there's four of us, $160. And I don't even remember if that was including the 20 to 25% tip. Don't even get me started on that one in the States. And I'm like, oh my God, we had some snacks and a beer or two. Maybe we had buffalo wings. Maybe we had, I don't even remember what we got. Was it as good? Hello, can I get back to my sponsor? Today sponsored my, hold on, zoom in. Today's podcast episode. If you're on the podcast, go watch the YouTube video, because we've got a glorious shot here of my sponsor, Bintang, which, what did I say? 60,000 rupiah, roughly €3, and it's happy hour, and I'm at the Intercontinental, and I'm happy guy. I'm gonna put my sponsor. Did I also mention the jazz musicians sponsor? They're awesome. They're rocking it over there. And a couple Indonesian guys. They're doing great. And I shouldn't mention the Intercontinental, because they're definitely not officially my sponsor, but I'm loving it here. So, 160. Okay, Bintang, you're taking up too much advertising space there. $160 for fries, wings, and a few beers. Or $2.50 for a Bintang. Oh, and wait, you get one free. At the Intercontinental, on the coast, on the beach. Are you looking at the view? Are you watching the YouTube video? The sunset is happening. There's people, there's music. I'm in flip-flops. I'm in shorts. This is my dream. I'm looking at my little screen here. I'm at 17 minutes, and I think I finally got to the point of this. If you are listening to this, all right, let's make a deal. If you are listening to this, I'm feeling generous, feeling wacky. I'm in Bali. I really don't want to go home, I got to tell you. And what can we do here? Thanks. Thank you. I'm feeling crazy. And let's make a deal. Let's do something fun. If you are watching this, and because I'm in minute 18 in this rambling, I have Thursday Thunder, I have Fast Friday, I'm definitely not fasting. This was grateful. This was you know what it was? It was Thanksgiving. It's like Thanksgiving Thursday. I think it's Thanksgiving Thursday. It's not November, it's June. I'm not in the US of A, I'm in Bali. It's Thanksgiving Thursday. You know what? Let's do that. Let's make a coupon code called Thanksgiving. And I'm gonna give you, I don't know why I'm even doing this. I'm gonna give you know what? Just ask me for something. Go to repossible.com. By the way, Bali has changed my perspective on what I'm doing, what I'm focusing on. 2025, 2026 are coming along, and wow, it's exciting stuff. If you use a coupon code Thanksgiving, here we go. You ready? All right, this is really crazy. I shouldn't be doing this, but you know what? I should, because if you are listening or watching, then you are a fan, and you are a dedicated, determined, can I think of another D word? Dreadlocked. Awesomeness. Person of awesomeness. Yeah, that sounds good. That, deserves to be rewarded for that determination. Did I say determination in there? I don't think so. Let's say determination. I might have said determination. let's say determination. So let's say for the coupon code Thanksgiving, then I don't want to say you can have whatever you want, but I have a program I'm working on called, okay, not my a couple of my business partners don't agree with me on this, but I want to call it OPA, O-P-A, Other People's Audiences. And what it's really about is, and this is one of my bigger plans for the coming year, if not years, and it's about, well, that, other people's audiences. How do you get exposure? How do you get visibility? And I took part in a sort of a mastermind group for like a year. I spent thousands of dollars. I'm not going to tell you how much because I'm embarrassed. Because it wasn't that great. But one thing I got out of it were those three letters, OPA. And I think that's why I'm so strong on that idea, because I think, hey, if I spent thousands of dollars for this mastermind and that's like the one thing I got, well, then I should use that, right? I should use that to my benefit and frankly to your benefit. So if you go to repossible.com/OPA, hopefully it's still there, and you'll see OPA and Other People's Audiences. If my business partners have their way, I'll call it something else, but I will at the very least make a redirect. So here's what I've been offering, and that is basically like my YouTube channel. I have like 30,000 followers plus. I've sold over 100,000 books. I know how to sell books. I have a podcast that I've had for, I don't even know how many years now, right? So I'm on episode 400 and something, right? So if I am anything, I am determined and dedicated and perseverant and persistent. So I'm not going away. If you would like to come onto my podcast or YouTube channel and you use the code Thanksgiving, or just tell me it, send me an email, bradley@repossible.com, right? And you say the code Thanksgiving, then you and I know, and don't share it, please, because you should benefit from this. You should benefit from your dedication and determination to something like this, right? And let's get you on the podcast. Let's get you on the YouTube channel. Let's promote your thing, right? Because I want to have a conversation about what you're doing. And, if you're selling like arms shipments to, third world countries in war, then I'm not really interested. But if you're doing something, just basically, if you're following me, I'm about personal growth and habits and improving yourself. So personal development and self-help and all those keywords. So if it's something remotely related to that, or you're just an author and you've got an awesome book you want to talk about, that's great too. Or whatever it is you want to talk about. That's all good. Except nasty stuff or bad stuff. That's fine. So I think I had 3 levels. I'm sure these will change. But the first level was something like just come on the show and we'll talk. And that's already something, right? And then the middle level was, I think, something like, because one thing I think is important here is your brand, and how do you talk about your brand? How do you get your message across? And it's difficult, right? I'm blabbing away for 23 minutes here, and what the hell am I talking about, right? And so I could have summed this up in 2 minutes. So let's, how can you improve your messaging, right? So that's important. So that's one element. And then finally, the third element and the more expensive element, and I don't know if I can give this part away because then I have to spend actual money like on YouTube advertising. So we do YouTube advertising to promote the episode and stuff. So, okay, that is a total sidetrack, but frankly, it's the kind of thing I want to do. And if this is like a Thanksgiving thing, and I'm giving thanks for what I'm happy for and what I've achieved, well, I'm happy for getting OPA out of that very expensive mastermind I joined. I'm happy for my One project. By the way, if you want to join One, which would be repossible.com/one, ONE, then that one, totally use the coupon code Thanksgiving, and I will absolutely let you in, because that is my baby, and I want that to succeed, and I want you to succeed by using it. And I think it's going to get more and more powerful for what it does, because I want you to have clarity, courage, and confidence. So have clarity, courage, and confidence in your one word for 1 year, and we're going to get it done in 1 weekend, right? And, you know, one thing I've taken away from the past month of being here is that I've talked to a lot of people, and a lot of them, they're looking for like that next thing. Like, what's their next thing? They're at their next phase in their life, and what's that going to be? And also, how do they get there? How do they achieve it? Do they have clarity on what that thing is, right? So that's important, and I would love for this one project, O-N-E, one project, to help you get to your next thing. And remember, I'm not saying your best thing. I'm very clear on this, and I'm actually quite stubborn on this. I don't want you to have your best year ever, because by definition, that means every year after that will not be as good. Because you can say, oh, it's my best year until now, and then the next year is better. That's fine, whatever, semantics. But I want it to just be your next year. And I want it to be good, I want it to be okay, I want it to be awesome, I want it to be whatever you want it to be. But I want you to just do it and achieve. And, you know, we're kind of back to where I opened up this thing, and this is probably a good place to close this out, which is not a bad idea. Because, are you enjoying the sunset, by the way? Are you seeing out there the ocean and the lighting? And it's just gorgeous. But if we circle back to my original opening story about Athens, Greece, where I'm on the laptop and I'm actually living the dream that I had dreamed. And I didn't even realize it, because I wasn't really aware of what I was dreaming, or was I not aware of what I was doing, or was I even keeping track, or did I have a system of any kind to help me see what I was doing, or see where I'm going, or did I have any measurement for the progress of what I was doing? And honestly, I don't. I'm a pretty chaotic guy, right? I am definitely an artist. You know, I'm an artist. I'm a creator, and I want to create stuff, and that's much more important for me than to, you know, organize stuff or do my accounting, right? Which is why I have an accountant. And frankly, I had a statement earlier today. I wanted to record this, but it was something like, I am excellent at certain things. I am less excellent at other certain things. I should find help in those areas where I am not excellent, and I should help others in the areas where I am excellent. Pretty good, right? So I'm excellent at certain things. Admit that. Give it to yourself. You're awesome at certain things. Great. So use that and develop that and go for it and shoot for the stars, right? With the things that you're awesome at. And then what you're less awesome, where you're less awesome, then get some help, or find people who are more awesome at those things and pay them, or partner with them, or team up with them, or casually, you know, get some help from them, or whatever, right? So I am awesome at breaking through, at consistency, at helping other people break through and getting over their fears and their personal challenges and their limiting beliefs, frankly, because those annihilated me for years, and I've got them under control, right? So, okay, my friends, you know the code, right? You know the code. I'm not going to repeat it, because if you've been listening, you know what it is. And if you're just jumping to the end and you're hoping for some secret code, you're not going to get it. You got to dig back a little bit. But you know the code to get you on OPA. It sounds a little bit like Oprah. That's actually kind of fun. Get you on OPA, other people's audience. Come onto my YouTube channel. Come onto my podcast. Let's have a less than 30-minute chat, sort of about you, about your progress, about your dreams, about what you're doing, about your thing, about your product or service or whatever. Let's promote it. Let's learn how to promote it. Let's learn how to get you on camera better, on audio better, how to clarify your message, how to have the courage to share your message, and how to have the confidence to bring it home. That's what I'm doing today, right? I hit record 29 and a half minutes ago, and I'm still going. And if you are still going, you know who you are, you know what that code is. Just come on over to repossible.com. Find what you want. It's like that contest where you win like the entire store. That's what you can win. I mean, within reason. Just remind me, like, hey, Bradley, You said code Thanksgiving. You said like I can get whatever I want. Okay, I'm going to stop at 30 minutes, which is in 5 seconds. I love you. I really do. Bye for now.